Hi, I'm Tony Van Veen, CEO of Dismaker. I want to tell you an inspirational story about a client of ours who last year sold $75,000 worth of CDs in just 3 days. The artist is Queen Herbie, and I spoke to her a few weeks ago about what she had done. She's a super creative, inspirational artist who started her music career in 2010 as half of the duo Carmin, K-A-R-M-I-N. Look her up. They had started as a bit of a YouTube novelty act, but they were quickly signed by Epic Records. And as sometimes happens when you get signed to a major, Epic tried to change them. And ultimately, they ended up making no money on the label, and they ended up breaking up in 2016. That's when Queen Herbie was born as a solo act. After Carmen broke up, they rebranded their social accounts to Queen Herbie, and they proceeded to immediately lose the vast majority of their followers. But she wasn't discouraged, and she started recording and releasing a series of independent EPs, 11 of them over the course of a decade, and building up her social following all over again. Today, thanks to more than a decade of hard work and a ton of creativity, Queen Herbie has built an impressive 1 million Instagram followers, 1.8 million on Facebook, 1.3 million on TikTok, and 2 million YouTube subscribers, and she's built a mailing list of 25,000 names. Want to figure out how she did it? Just check her out online. Find out for yourself. So last year, I got a call from the Queen's manager who wanted to do something special for her first full-length album. After kicking around some ideas, it was decided that she was going to do her album independently. Of course, she was an independent artist, directly to her fans, and that she was going to do a 3-day pre-sale. And everyone who bought during the pre-sale would get an autographed copy of the CD. If you bought it after the CD was released, like I have here, then you got the regular unsigned copy. But look at this, nice CD, professional design, great photography, nice full color booklet with lyrics and just cool stuff. Really nice. So we make the CDs, we ship them to Queen Herbie to autograph. They launched the pre-sale selling CDs at $25 a piece. And guess what? With her massive social following and with her large mailing list, guess how many CDs they sold in 3 days? 3,000. She sold 3,000 CDs in 3 days at $25 a pop. Do the math, it's $75,000 in revenue just from the pre-sale. That doesn't include CDs sold afterwards at $15 a piece, nor revenue from her vinyl, where she did a special edition she sold for $100, nor did it include any streaming or YouTube royalties. Pretty darn impressive, wouldn't you say? Now, you may be sitting there thinking, whoop-dee-doo, she has millions of social followers. If I had that, I'd be able to do that. In response to which, I want to ask you 2 questions. Question 1, why is it that you don't have 1 million social followers? What does Queen Herbie have that you don't? Aren't you talented? Dedicated to your craft? Creative? The Queen is, and she parlayed that into 2 million YouTube subscribers. It took her 13 years, though, of hard work. This certainly was not an overnight flash in the pan. She worked it. Why can't you do that? Or if not 1 million, why not 100,000? Or even 10,000 followers? I'll bet you can if you put your mind to it. Second question. Okay, so you don't have Queen Herbie's 1 million followers. But what if instead of selling 3,000 CDs at $25 a pop, you could sell, say, 300? That would still be $7,500 in revenue. Still too much? What if you could sell just 100 CDs? That's still $2,500 in revenues. If those discs cost you $2 a piece, you'd have $2,300 in profits. You know how many Spotify streams you need to get to $2,300 in streaming royalties? Do the math. You would need almost 700,000 streams. Which do you think is easier to do? Get 700,000 streams or sell just 100 CDs? Yeah, I thought so. The coolest thing is that Queen Herbie is not the product of some big label or some marketing machine. She's doing it all herself with her husband, who's also her musical partner. She was autographing those CDs by herself, one by one. They were mailing them by themselves, one by one. This was a 100% indie production, just like yours. What's my point here? My point is, you can do this. If you think creatively, if you hustle, if you write amazing songs and release them, if you give a great live performance, you can build up a nice size following, and when the time is right, and when you have something to sell them, like an awesome t-shirt, or a vinyl record, or an autographed CD available only during a limited pre-sale period, they will buy it. Mark my word. I hope you found this helpful, and maybe even a tiny bit inspirational. And I'll see you next time.